Hello my beautiful friends and welcome to Tailor Made Beauty by Kris. Today I'm going to be showing you this eye look that I did out of the Huda Beauty Smokey Obsessions mini palette. Before I get to that, I want to talk about my palette purge project. If you didn't see that video, it's linked below, but basically I went through all of my palettes and separated them into the ones that I love, ones I was giving second chances to. And then what I decided I needed to do was try doing one palette a week. Now, when I did a bigger palette like Urban Decay's Born to Run, that was really pretty easy to do. You can get so many looks out of that palette. But with a smaller palette like a Marc Jacobs palette, it was kind of hard to go the entire week. And so I changed up my thinking a little bit and committed to at least 3 days in a palette before switching out. And the Smokey Obsessions palette is one that I picked up in the VIB sale. And I had to wait till I was done trying out all of the palettes I wasn't sure about to get to this one. And so today is actually my 4th day in this palette. I have been taking pictures of the other looks, and I gotta say that even though maybe this doesn't look like a really versatile palette, it is a pretty versatile palette. So here are the looks that I have done so far this week. And you can see that it really ranges from how dramatic it is. You could get some really fun evening or holiday looks out of this, but you can also do a pretty reasonable daytime look. I'm going to show you the color swatches. Unfortunately, there's no names, there's no numbers, so the swatches are the top row, the middle row, and the bottom row. And there are some gorgeous colors in this palette. Especially the shimmer bordering on metallic ones are really, really spectacular. Now I will show you how I did today's look. Because there is so much fallout from this palette, I have my face primed but haven't put on any foundation or concealer. I do have Too Faced 24-hour Shadow Insurance on, and I have primed under my eye with the Smashbox, what is this stuff? Photo Finish Hydrating Under Eye Primer. I am going to go in with this color on my lid. Out of all of these, that is my absolute favorite. And I'm using my Wayne Goss brushes, but I'm going in with sort of a flattish, wide, dense brush to do that movable part of my lid. So I'm gonna pick up some product here and start in the middle and then just move my way in and to the outer part and going all the way across and bringing it up into the crease. Oh, there is so much color in this particular shade, so much payout, so dramatic. I absolutely love it. All right, and we'll do the other side. And it goes on really nicely. I gotta say, in this palette, the color that is the worst offender for fallout is the silver. That's no surprise, but it was almost impossible to get it off my face. All right, so just having done the movable part of my lid, that's what we are looking at. And now I'm going to do my crease. This is the number 17, and it's a round brush, a little on the fluffy side. And for me, this is about the only crease color that works. So I'm going to pick that up. And I didn't do the crease first because I really wanted that, that shimmer, almost metallic-y shade to really stand out without having to do a cut crease. And if you're not familiar, a cut crease is when you do your crease stuff and then you use concealer to basically white out the movable part of your lid so that thing really stands out. Whatever you put there really stands out. So instead of doing that, I just put the lid color down first, and now I'm going crease on top. And mostly I'm doing crease and just above. A little bit is covering the top end of that lid color, but it's just serving to blend it. See that? Now, the one problem I really have with this palette is there is nothing to use for a brow highlight. Absolutely nothing. So today I have brought down my Tarte Sizzle palette. I love the packaging on this. And here are the colors in here, which are beautiful. And I'm going to use this lightest color to do the brow highlight and the inner corner. So I'm just going to pick a little bit up with the smallest brush. This is the number 20, but you can see it's just a small brush. And I'm going to do under the arch of my brow, just pick up a little highlight there for a little lift, little color up there. And then I am going to pop a little bit on the inner corner of my eye to give a little brightness there. And I'm just picking it up on the end of the brush here and just doing it right on the inner corner of my eye. And I think I would like to pick up a little more depth, a little more drama in my crease on the outer bit. So I am going to pick up some of this. It's the lightest of the dark brown shades. And this is a number 19. Again, it's just a smaller round brush, a smaller version of that crease brush. I want it kind of fluffy. I'm tapping off a bunch because I really don't want it to get too dark. And I'm just going to go right in the middle of where I did that crease color. And I'm gently going back and forth just to the center and back out. Laying down product and also kind of blending it in. And you see, it just gives me a little more depth out there. I've got to pick up a little bit more, move up a little bit because most of what I just put down disappears when I have my eye open. There we go. Okay, now we can see that. And let's go do the same thing on the other side. Just again, the upper third of what I put down on that crease color, bringing it to the center, working it back and forth very gently. Okay. What I will be doing here in just a moment is connecting it underneath. But for right now, I'm going to use the number 16, which is a big fluffy brush, and just blend what I've got. All right. This is a very warm look, and oh, but can you see? Look at all the fallout. So I have a big fluffy Sonia Cusack brush, and I am gonna just hopefully brush away all of that fallout. Well, I have given myself a little bit, you see that there? In fact, it's really, really showing up on camera. I don't think it looks that bad in person. But really what I did was gave myself a good amount of highlight, which was certainly not my intention. I have a damp beauty blender. Let's see if I can get most of that off. All right. Yes, in real life, it is greatly toned down when I'm not underneath all these bright lights. All right, so before I do my under eye, I am going to go in and conceal, and I am using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away. And I'm just gonna do under my eyes here. It's a little bit more than I would usually use. I have been really working on hydrating my under eye area, and I think it is helping with my daytime, how many wrinkles and creases show there. So I am using a little bit more under eye concealer than usual. And this is, what shade is this? This is shade number 3, which is just gives me a nice little bit of brightening under the eye. I am not setting this, however. I have given up, at least for the time being, on setting because that is one guaranteed way to get it to wrinkle and crease and look generally awful. All right, we'll give that just a second to set. And I am going to go back into, I'm looking from there, my brush, back into this same lightest of the dark browns. Now, again, just tapping on the end here to connect this outer edge of that dark line, and I'm going to bring it under my eye. So super light hand, because I don't want a bunch of color, and then a little more pressure under my eye to deposit the color down there. And I'm only going in about 2/3 of the way in, and now back up, connecting that line. And now that a lot's worn off, I can sweep in a little bit more in my eye. Okay, so that's what that is looking like. And now I will do the same on the other side. So again, super light hand coming down to the eye, little more pressure, really just smudging in the lashes here. Back up again, and a little more under the eye. Okay. And I'm gonna take my blending brush and just sort of smooth that, diffuse that. Okay, and there we go. So I am going to go finish my face, put on mascara, and I'll be back. And here is my final look. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you also so much to you if you are one of my subscribers. That really does mean so much to me. I post every Monday and Thursday, and in fact I have done a whole series on these mini palettes, which is linked below. If you would hit that subscribe button, you would make me so happy. Thanks everybody, and have a really fantastic day.